3, 2, 1. Am I live? It says I'm live. What's up, everybody? It's Grim, and I'm live. So, thank you all for being here. I hope I'm live right now. Am I live? I don't know. It says I'm live. Hold on. Let me see here. Am I live? Can you guys see me? They're just saying start, and this is not playing either. Oh, Jesus. Yes. Oh, you guys can see me, right? Okay. I don't know why this isn't playing. I hate everything's a printer, you guys. I swear. Waiting for everybody to gather up. I hope you guys are all here. I hope you guys can see me. Yeah. Okay. You guys can see me. I can see me now. My phone wouldn't work either to even show me if I can see me. Why? That's what happens to me, you guys. My technology constantly fails me, and it's always leaving me scrambling, and it's so annoying. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to set a goal for today in today's stream. Thank you all for being here. What's up, everybody? It's Grim, and I know a lot of you are wondering where Lici is. So we're going to talk about the real reasons that Lici's not here and the storyline reasons that Lici's not here. And let me see. I was going to set the goal here. Okay, yes. So we're going to set the goal. And we're going to need 20 super chats of all the colors. We'll set it for an hour. But you guys are going to beat better than that. Let's see. Reveal where Lici been. Will she be back? Set. Start the goal. Start the goal. Start the goal. Okay, we started the goal. Okay, so what's up, everybody? It's Grim. I am here with you live on the air, and I'm going to start doing these a lot more because I want to connect with you guys, the audience. I think it's important, especially after yesterday's episode. So we see a lot of questions here in the chat. So if you guys want to check the description of this, and you guys can see down the description, I put how you guys can connect here with GTS and help build towards the goal. And we have a lot of fun here. And then as you guys become members, as you guys donate, as you guys subscribe, you guys, get the little badges and stuff on the side there. And it's fun. And we all have fun together. And, the people who donate, you guys kind of become part of the show. You know what I'm saying? Because you're in charge of the show. If you guys are sending donations and asking the questions, like it says down in the description, then you guys are in charge of the show. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, small donation to be in charge and, guide the content here on the channel. So guys, thanks again for being here. We are going to reveal where Lici has been when we hit the goal. 20 super chats. And there's the first one of the night from Laser Neon. Thank you, Laser, so much for doing that. And he says, how's my weekend been going? The weekend was honestly awesome. I spent the whole weekend with Katie. We had a blast. It's the last weekend that we had before our big, pay-per-view this week. So, I was preparing for that, trying to do some exercise, workout, be in shape, not stuff my face with desserts, being on dates. It's so much fun. It's, you're hanging out with your girlfriend and you just, oh, what do you want to do? Oh, let's go get McDonald's. It's like fun. It's what you do with your girlfriend, and it's like, we're hanging out, we're having a good time, enjoying the weekend. And I got to remember, I got to stay in shape. I have some big matches coming up. Specifically, I want to say one of the biggest matches, because it's huge and high profile, it's even bigger than GTS, is at ACW on September 26th. Grim versus the real one, Enzo Amore, if you guys remember. I think he just goes by real one Enzo now or whatever. But Enzo, you can't teach that. How you doing? And I'm going to fight him one-on-one in a tables match. And it's in Maryland. It's like 4 hours away. And I got to be in shape for that. I got Adam Bizarre tomorrow night. Adam Bizarre versus Grim, me, versus Adam Bizarre, the United States champion, for the United States title. It's a match that hasn't happened in a long time. It's a match that even when it has happened in the past, this is under completely different circumstances. Grim, the character, the wrestler, has just, lost the YouTube title not too long ago. Adam Bizarre has been a dominant United States champion for as long as I can remember, 6 months, 7 months, something like that. And we got members in the chat too. If you guys want to become a member, you sign up, and we're going to be doing members only streams. I'm planning one for this Friday. I'm dropping that news right now even for the roster, because I know that the roster wants to, get in on these. We're going to do a regular one on the channel, and then a members only one. So, kind of like a pre-show and then a pay-per-view, And the point is to drive members. We want members here on the channel, and, members support the channel. And by supporting the channel, you help GTS keep going. You help us get cooler stuff. We want to build an entranceway. I was talking to Ice-T about that. He's like, the locker room leader now. He's in charge of things. So I'm like, let's get us an entrance. How are we going to get that done? And that's one of the things I want to talk about on this stream tonight too. And I just seen a dono come in. I'll talk about it in a second. One of the things I wanted to talk about on this stream tonight is the responsibility that comes with being the YouTube champion. I was talking to Icy Curtis this morning, and, snapping back and forth or whatever. And we were discussing, he's like, wow, I didn't realize, the weight of being the YouTube champion. It's like, he's held other championships before, and it's like, oh, cool, you won the belt. Wow, I'm this champ, I'm in this storyline. But the weight of the legendary YouTube championship is 1,000% different. It's a different energy. It is the longest, most prestigious YouTube championship in YouTube history for real. Like, I'm not making that up. Grimm's Toy Show had the first YouTube championship. The YouTube Wrestling Figures Heavyweight Champion. That's how I used to open my intros years ago, 10 years ago, because that's how long I've been doing this. But thank you, Milton, the member Milton there, for saying that having a membership is really awesome. Okay, so your bro sent in a dono and asked, have I ever snuck into a WWE event, and what was it? No, I never snuck into a WWE event, but I did try to go backstage once. And they were like leading us through this corridor to our seats. I think it was after the show. It was like, away from the seats or whatever, but like it was like a corridor that was through backstage. There was, on either side, you could kind of see through the curtains. I remember seeing Sheamus. I remember seeing Eric Rowan. I remember seeing Brody Lee. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is backstage. Like, whoa, So as everybody was kind of guiding that way, there was just a big opening where like I could see that you could walk right around. So I was just like I own the place, man. Just I'm like, sir, not that way, this way. And I act like I didn't hear him. And they were like, no. I'm pretty sure it's in a vlog somewhere. I'm pretty sure it's in a vlog. I'm pretty sure I vlogged that. I forget what show it was at, though, because I've been to so many. Okay, so again, guys, if you guys want to ask a question, you send in a dono, right? And then we build up to the goal, and then I reveal the Lici news. Okay, so that way we have a little fun. You guys get to be part of the show. You guys send in the donation and ask the question. Then there's tons of good questions here. I can't talk about everything. Yeah, I don't want to give away these stories for nothing, So, as I say, I want you guys to contribute. We have fun here together. You guys become part of the community. You guys become members, and we're going to be doing this a hell of a lot more. So, a lot of cool questions in the chat, but you got to drop those donos if you want me to talk about it. How you do it? So, I think Katie's in the chat probably somewhere. Hi, Katie. If she's not, hi, Katie. Either way, I'm glad. She's been very supportive of me. She's been a very good girlfriend. And so big shout out to Katie for being an amazing girlfriend, especially with all of the nonsense that we have to deal with. I have definitely thought of a lot of things that I want to talk about here while we wait for the donos to come in about stuff you guys want to talk about. In the meantime, we'll talk about the stuff I want to talk about. So having a legendary championship is not just like having any championship. It's not like just winning any old belt at any old indie show even, because the weight of the legendary YouTube title comes with not only the prestige of being the longest, oldest YouTube title in history for real as a shoot, but it also comes with the lineage of all of the championships that have been rolled into it over the years, like our legendary title, our GTS championship, and all the amazing history that those belts have. So that's why that belt isn't just, thrown around or just given to anyone, I get criticized. Oh, Grim doesn't ever put anybody over. Like, Grim doesn't put anybody over. Like, I think if you actually pay attention and been watching long enough and can use like your actual Mark brain of how I book my show, you're like, wow, Grim actually puts over everybody in one way or another. And that doesn't mean you have to win the match to go over. It means I book my show in a way that it involves those that are there regularly into the fold of the major fabric of the show. Guys that pop in and out, that's how they're used. They pop in and out. Hey, you get to see this guy this week. We haven't seen him in a couple months. And then we might not see him again for a couple of months. But cool, he was on, it's a little pop. Like, hey, look who's here, I like that. And that's fine with me, like GTS to the wrestlers is whatever they want to get out of it. Whatever their commitment is to the show is what I invest in them, So, oh God, Emily Saxton is here. but saying, yeah, Grim does put people over because I do. And thank you, Emily, because who would have ever heard of Emily Saxton as the wrestler if it wasn't for me putting her over? You know what I'm saying? I put over her character, even when she's a heel and, she's being annoying. That's and me bantering with her, and saying, shut up, you cringe carnival, blah, blah, blah. It's the banter is entertaining to where people say, wow, I want to see Emily Saxton, because when she's on screen, it's entertaining. She goes back and forth with Grim. It's entertaining. That's Grim putting her over, and in turn, Emily putting me over. And that's what we do, man. That's wrestling. That's how wrestling should be done. Everybody puts everybody over. And that's how I like to book my show. And if you guys want to know stuff, you got to send in the donos. You ask the questions, send in the donos, and I'll talk about it. And the bigger the dono, the more details I'll give about it. And on top of that, we could build to where Lici has been. And, I mean, obviously the big public news was she was on Lolcow and she got fired from Lolcow. The big public news was, I super kicked her in the steel cage. And then, the storyline was that, we're trying to tease that, is she going to join Belt Fed? Whoa, and we just got a big dono courtesy of your bro. What's up, your bro? Speaking of sneaking in, I've tried to do something. I remember I tried to meet the Wiggles. We were at the bank, and I asked my mom if I'd go for a walk. I left the bank, walked down to the venue. I went to the concert later in the day. Oh, that's crazy. Imagine you got in. Can you imagine you got in? That would have been wild. And you know what? Actually, it just reminded me of a story. And because you sent in the dono, I'm going to tell you guys a really cool story. Okay, so this was like when NXT was like really hot. When Enzo and Cass were like the big tag teams, and I know Carmelo was there and Elias was there around that era, and they were doing a live event in my hometown, like literally 5 minutes from my house. And I was like, oh, this is exciting. Like, and this is the height of my YouTube popularity on top of that. Right. And so, this is going to be big for me, NXT in my hometown, the future stars, because everybody that was on NXT was like headed to the main roster. And I think like almost everybody on that show is currently on the main roster, has already been through the main roster, like Carmella. So I mean, like, working on the show through the roster, like, she's already had her whole career on WWE from that time to now. Okay. So we're heading to that show, and it's in one of my old high schools that my daughters, like, they do their dancing schools at and stuff and all that kind of stuff. So like I know this high school like the back of my hand. I know the doors in and whatever. And there's like a big old line out front. And I'm like, I know the back way in. Right. So I was wondering if it's open, sneak in this way. So I open that door and I go to walk in. And oh my God, there's the War Raiders, Ivar and the other dude. And they're standing right there, and the Street Profits. And I'm like, and they're like, what's up, bro? Are you part of the show? And I almost said yes. Like, I almost said yes. And I was like, oh, no. I go, I'm actually Grim from Grimm's Toy Show, but I still don't think I'm supposed to be back here. I was just a fan, and I just know this school because I live here. And they're like, oh, no, this is actually the locker room, bro. And I was like, oh, crap. So I closed the door, and I walked around and waited on the line. Thank you, your bro, for that big old dono. You're the man. And if anybody else wants to send in donos, what you guys do is you send them in, and then you ask a question, and then I answer the question, and I tell you guys, what's going on. You can ask anything about GTS stars, ask about, a situation, and the bigger the dono, the more details I give. Okay. So, talking about, we're going to build to Lici. Once we hit that dono goal of 20 donations, then I talk about the Lici situation. And like I said, you guys know the main stuff. She was on Lol Cow. She's fired from Lol Cow. I super kicked her. What's up, Archie? Thank you for being a member, and thank you for being here. And oh, look, Winter the Rat is also in the chat. That's our little Prego Winter. If you guys missed that, I think it was 2 episodes ago. Winter. I think we kind of made it a little unclear that she took a pregnancy test in the bathroom and revealed she was pregnant. And, I'm not sitting there making a scene. It wasn't me producing a scene, making sure everybody's hitting their lines. It was a situation where shouldn't have even been filmed. So Winter's pregnant. We'll see where that goes. We don't know who the dad is. I don't know if she knows who the dad is. But we're going to get to the bottom of it. So, keep watching and subscribe, because I think that's going to be very interesting for you guys to see going forward. And not only that, but yes, I was actually really disappointed in the views on yesterday's GTS video. And the reason is because it was a huge match. I mean, that was our legendary YouTube title match. That was Icy Curtis versus Jungle Jim, and I know a lot of you guys were invested into that, and it was a really good match too. Your bro is back again. The thing is, I actually met Murray Wiggle, the Red Wiggle, that night. Very nice guy. Don't know if you've ever heard of the Wiggles, though. Yeah, I know who the Wiggles are. Yeah, my kids used to watch that, too. So thank you for sharing, your bro, and thank you for the dono. And that just got us, we only need 16 more till the Lici knows. But yeah, so the match was insane. Archie said he was kind of disappointed in Jungle Jim. I mean, yeah. Jungle Jim let us all down. Jungle Jim let down Belt Fed. It was still a great match. It was still an incredible match. If you guys haven't watched it, go back and watch yesterday's video. After the stream, of course. Go back and watch yesterday's video. Oh, crap. All right, you guys. Emily, entertain everybody in the chat. I have to take a very important phone call. Hello. Oh my God, you guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I'm sorry. Thank you guys for being here still. Oh my God, you guys are the best. You're all still here. Wow. I'm so sorry. Okay. Very serious phone call that I just had to. Oh my God, you guys are hilarious. Did I miss any donos? We were asking people to send in donos, and I'll answer questions. You left us with Emily. I'm sorry, Mark. And all the members, get shout outs. The members get recognized. And then, you send in donos, you get recognized too. And you could ask the questions, all that you want. Is that a very, very serious phone call about some very serious things that are very seriously happening? The real Jason JV. Watch Winter give birth to a hand like Mae Young. I swear I wouldn't be that garbage of a storyline. I swear. I would never give you guys that much of a garbage storyline. Never. All right. Hey, Winter, we have to change. No, I'm kidding. No hand birth, please. Yeah, no, we're not doing no hand birth. Yeah, who got her pregnant? We want to know who got you pregnant, Winter. Imagine watching, commenting, and subscribing, and tapping the bell and turning on the notifications, because it's all going to be revealed, obviously. You know how GTS is. Well, we all know it's not Mark's. So good call, Mark. The Thunder Megazord in the back is so sick. I'm looking for it myself. You want to buy it? I took my Camaro to the car wash today, and a guy wanted to buy it from me. And he's like, I've been looking for that year and that color. And he's like, and yours is pristine. He's like, he's like, it only has 24,000 miles on it. It's a 2018. It's my toy. I don't drive it all over the town and, do crazy crap with it. So it's still in great condition. And he's offering me big ass money for it. And I just don't want to sell it. I'm too sentimental. Lots of great questions, but you got to send the donos in to get them answered. Or be a member. The members can ask stuff too. So I'm pretty sure I was talking about the weight of the YouTube title and what actually comes with it that most people don't understand until they're number one, the YouTube champion, or number two, like they think, oh, I can handle that responsibility. And then maybe you can't, Emily Saxton's going to be hanging out again. Absolutely not. So being the legendary YouTube champion means you are following the footsteps of former legendary YouTube champions who've held that championship. You're following the footsteps of former GTS champions. You're following the footsteps of former legendary champions. Let's review some of those names. Kurt Hawkins, a.k.a. Brian Myers. Bear Bronson from AEW. Robert Stone, currently in NXT, WWE. GTS champion Falaba from TNA Impact. Legendary champion Big Trouble Ben Bishop on AEW and getting WWE tryouts. Who else? Put it in the comments. That was a legendary, that was, wrestling figures heavyweight champion, a GTS champion. Nunzio, Little Guido Nunzio was a GTS champion. Okay. Peta Kid, Jimmy Rave from TNA, R.I.P. Jimmy Rave, was a former GTS champion. So you're following in those footsteps, okay? So not just anybody is going to become the legendary YouTube champion, okay? You need to be somebody and prove that you deserve that. And you need to prove it not only to me, but to this audience and as well as the locker room, because if you think they're going to respect you, they won't. And then guess whose ear they're in? Mine. And I have to hear, why did you give the belt to this one? Why did that one get the legendary YouTube title? Why does this one have this belt? Why does that one have that belt? Why can't this have this one? But you got a belt for me. When am I getting this belt? When am I challenging for that belt? That's called politicking. And it all boils down to me. Okay. And the thing is on GTS, like, you know, there's this creative control thing. I give everybody a creative control thing. I don't ever want anybody on GTS doing something they don't want to do. And anybody that's ever been through my show can tell you that Grim never forces anybody to do anything. Anything you ever see them do is a lot of times their idea, or it was their idea, or it was, you know, something that they pitched. Somebody else pitched it and didn't want to do it, but said somebody should do this, and somebody else said, "Hey, I'll do it." You know, or yeah, sometimes it's my ideas, and I'm like, "You cool with this?" You know, if you ain't cool with it, we ain't doing it. You know, and some people say, "Yeah, no, I don't want to do that." Okay, thank you for telling me. I will never force it. Let's do something different. You know, whatever, and I'll put somebody else in that seat. Like, that's why I've always run GTS. That's why no one's ever had a complaint against that. You know. Okay, so we got a dono from Luis Rivera, and he says, "Hey, Grim, hopefully everything is good with you, brother. When will we see Corvus and Tommy Salami again? When will we see them again? When will we see Tommy Salami and Pete Corvus again? Those dirty bastards." Well, both of them, I think, are practically retired from pro wrestling. Pete Corvus left our group chat, our GTS group chat. Like, I always, even if he wasn't on, I always left him in there as like an OG, as like a locker room leader, as like someone who has been there from day one. You know, I left him in there in the group chats. And I think on one of our chats, he was like the administrator even. But he was like, "I'm done with wrestling. I'm leaving wrestling. I'm not taking any more bookings. I'm not on any more shows. And I don't need to be in the GTS group chat because I'm not participating in pro wrestling anymore." He's got a job. He's got a life. He's got other things going on, and he's gone. So I don't think you'll ever see him again until a couple years go by and he misses it. And he's like, "Yo, Grim, can we make a big Corvus comeback?" And then you'll see him, but it might take a few years for him to get that itch. And I kind of feel like Tommy Salami's in that same boat. Tommy Salami is also kind of moved on from wrestling. He's got no bookings anywhere. He doesn't want to come down. He's, you know, I asked him to come, and he's like, maybe. I don't know. Big loud, but boom, like it was thunder, but it's sunny out. I don't know. Yeah, a lot of people lobbering there for the E-money, who's got the cash-in briefcase. But where's he been? There's been 3 or 4 GTS Legendary YouTube Championship matches, and he's at home washing his ass. I don't know. Is that a go-getter? Is that somebody that should be the champ? You know, now hunting down a legendary YouTube title that you know has been laid out a few times. The thing is, you got to think about those things. You know, there was 3 or 4 legendary YouTube title matches that went by, and there was no even threat of a briefcase because money was nowhere to be found. And then you got Emily Saxton running around with her junk in the trunk, which was a favor from Grim to Emily, for Emily telling Lici all about Icy Curtis's running his mouth. And that's why she punched him. If you guys haven't seen those episodes, definitely go back and check them out because they were great. The episodes lately have been really good, in my opinion. I feel like everybody in the whole roster has really like stepped it up. You know, the scenes have been intense. You know, the energy. You know, when you're in a scene, your energy translates to the audience. You know what I'm saying? So I see intensity in what everyone's doing. I see intensity in, and that's exactly how it should be. I always say, if your vein isn't popping out of your neck, you're not doing it right. There's some free wrestling training. Okay, Archie, the member, said, "Are you going to give Jim another chance or not?" So we were actually discussing this, and this could be an upcoming storyline where I'm going to challenge Icy Curtis. Okay, but I can't challenge him for the legendary YouTube title, but I could challenge him in a sword fight. And, you know, based on what was happened in the last episode, you know, as an innuendo, but, you know, it would actually be like swords or lightsabers or something. And then, like, it's like a stipulation. If Grim wins, Jungle Jim gets a rematch. If Ice-T wins, Belt Fit never gets a title match as long as he's the champ. You know, something like that. I think that's a great idea. That's, you know, but I gotta worry about Adam Bizarre first before we get to that. Okay. But let me know. Do you guys put ones in the chat if you think the sword fight's a good idea? I think it's a great idea. Yeah. So, whoa, there we go. Thank you, Wrestling Wolf. I thank you for the dono. Building towards the goal of where's Lici? We're only 12 away. We're only 12 away, and I think we still have a little bit over a half hour to get there. I know you guys can do it. You can do it. And not only can you send in the dono, but you can ask a question, and then I'll answer it. Yeah, Gigi Dolan won the GTS Intergender Championship, which is rolled into unified with the GTS Legendary YouTube title. Right. Adam Smelly Breath. You're damn right. And thank you, Bruce, and thank you, Milton, for the ones. They are the members. The members know. The members know. So you're not good guy Grim. You're just a jerk. Well, listen. Listen. Don't tell anybody, but Grim is a bad guy. And Dave's a very nice guy, but Grim's the bad guy. You know why Grim's the bad guy? Because nobody knows how to be a bad guy anymore. I mean, look what happened to Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch was like talking trash about Birmingham to get everybody to, boo her because she's a bad guy. And like Kelly Osbourne takes it serious. Like, come on, bro. It's a TV show. She's being a character. Come on. Like Kelly Osbourne should know better. Like, that was dumb of her, in my opinion, because Becky Lynch is playing a character. That's not really how she is in real life. You guys realize that, right? Like, when John Cena turned bad, he wasn't turning bad in real life. You guys know that, right? Like, they're playing a character on a wrestling show. Okay? Like, okay, so we got some... Wrestling Wolf says, E-Money is my best friend. He deserves the belt. Okay, well, thank you for the dono. We're halfway there. Thank you also to Adam Mirren. Say, Grim, when will you bring GTS Wrestling over here to Waterbury so I can come down and see you guys and challenge you, Grim, one-on-one unsanctioned? Where the fuck is a Waterbury? Where the hell's a Waterbury? I have no fucking clue. Jake TV. Oh, Jake is here. He says, I'm an asshole on and off camera. How do I explain that? Well, Jake is an asshole on and off camera, and that's fine. Like I feel like, when I'm sitting here doing this and just being real and being myself, and talking to you guys about this is like the GTS real, like WWE real, this is me talking not as the character. I'm trying to talk real, to connect with my audience and being real with my audience. Look, we're halfway to our goal. Thank you guys for the donos. Ask a question with a dono. There's more in the description. There's other things you guys can do. So, a lot of cool questions in there, but you guys got to send the dono and I'll answer it. In the meantime, we talk about what I want to talk about. And that's, again, Icy Curtis and I are in a feud, on the show. That's Grimm's character. He's a piece of shit, and he's going to stop at nothing to try to ruin Ice-T's reputation, ruin his title reign, and make him lose the belt to either himself, Jungle Jim, Doo-Hop, somebody in Belt-Fed. Waterbury, Connecticut. The TF crew, Gabe Sayers and stuff runs shows up in Connecticut. So I don't know. Maybe he'll book me and I'll be up there. You can check me out, Adam. Thank you for the dono. We only need 9 mo until the Lici news. But that's Grimm's character, is being a piece of garbage and just doing anything he can, like basically Eric Cartman. Grimm is Eric fucking Cartman. A friend, Icy Curtis. He showed me his wiener, and now I think he should be fired, and I should have the belt back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and she's like, yeah, but you tricked him into doing it. Like, no, I was just doing the trick. I didn't think he was really going to pull it out. Well, you pulled yours out. Yeah, no, I didn't. I was just pretending. There's no footage of me doing it because I was just pretending. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jake TV. Oh, that was really nice, Jake. Jake just said, you're the realest guy I've met on the internet through my mini internet career thus far the past 3 years. Not going to lie, a lot of props. That's the thing. I just want to be real with people, you know. And I think like so many people out there are pieces of shit, low key, and it's like, like you know, do these people really deserve to be where they're at? Are they gonna last? No. You know who's got longevity? Me. I've been here so fucking long. People forgot about me and then remembered me again, and then forgot about me and remembered again. That's how fucking long I've been here. You know, and ain't no stopping me now. Like I got 306 concurrent viewers. We're kicking some ass here. That's pretty good for a live stream, you know. Okay, so we got a dono and we got a member question. Archie, the member, said, "Could Jimmy get his shot at the YouTube belt? Did you see yesterday's episode?" No, a lot of you didn't, and you guys need to go back and watch it because it was a great episode. And go watch the end because Jimmy confronts Icy Curtis. Well, I wonder where that's going. It's a wrestling show. Use your brains. Hell yeah, Archie. Okay, Richard Grimm. I became a member last week. Any advice on how to lose weight from Richard in Wales? Richard, thank you so much for the dono. We're only 8 away from the Lici news. We just got another one from Luis Rivera, which I got to talk about in a second, but we got to give Richard his weight loss advice first. So, Richard, I got 5 words for you. Put down the fork. Yeah. The number one way to lose weight is just stop eating. Stop putting food in your face. And guess what? You are the only freaking person in charge of putting food in your face. Nobody's forcing food down your throat. Nobody's making you eat. Nobody's holding you down and stuffing food in your throat. Only you are in charge. You know why I'm fat? Because late at night, I don't know what comes over me, man. I just turn into a gremlin. You could ask Katie. 3, 4 a.m. I'm out tearing up the kitchen, making a bowl of cereal, making a sandwich, having an ice pop. Why? 600, 700, 800 extra calories that I'm eating, maybe 1,000 calories in the middle of the night after going to the gym and eating healthy all day long. And I don't know what's wrong with me and I can't stop. It's like I have something wrong with me. But it's me. I know it's me. I can't blame anything but me. I'm the one who chose to go to McDonald's and get that new McDonald's land shake twice. Like, so I'll take accountability, man. Like, there's no other reason. Because I've been going to the gym, but the gym's not going to work if I don't put down the McDonald's shake. All right, so let's talk about Luis Rivera. Belt fed versus Icy Curtis in the gauntlet match for the title. You can take the credit for the idea. I like that. Belt fed versus Icy Curtis in a gauntlet match. Thank you, Luis Rivera, and thank you for the dono. We're only 7 away from the Lici news. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? It's a great idea, but guess what? I'm not allowed to challenge for the title. Grimm is not allowed to challenge Icy for the title under any circumstance. When I lost, that was in the stipulation. As long as Icy's the champ. So I have no choice, bro. I have to get Icy Curtis to lose that belt to somebody to ever have a chance at it again. That's a great story to me. You know, that's why I think GTS is so set apart from so many other shows, because not only does the YouTube champion have his own feud and his own story going, but then he has the side story of Grimm trying to ruin his title reign so Grimm can get another shot at the belt because of the stipulation from the earlier match. Like, there's always some fucking shit going on with GTS beyond just guys having a wrestling match, you know? And it's like, you know, sometimes a lot of people, oh, can't we just wrestle? You know, can't we just stop doing the stories and just get to wrestle? Like, go wrestle somewhere else. Sure. You could literally set up a ring and fucking do little wrist locks and headlocks to each other in a fucking wrestling ring anywhere. I don't want to see wrist locks and headlocks on my YouTube show. I want to see smash him in the mouth. I want to see you slam him on his face. I want to see you clothesline his head off. We want action. We want excitement. We want intensity. That's what brought GTS to the forefront, and that's what will keep GTS at the forefront. And that's what I demand of my guys when they show up. You know, I say, you got to bring the friggin' intensity. And this week, guys, we're going to be announcing Brewery Brawl 2. Remember Brewery Brawl? Yeah, we're doing another one. We're going to be announcing it. We're going to announce who's on it and announcing the matches coming up real freaking soon. So stay tuned for that. Archie, a member, because we answer member questions as well as dono questions. Do you think Ice-T will lose his belt at Christmas Chaos? Oh, I hope he loses it long before that. I want him to lose it like, yesterday or tomorrow. We got to get him challenged. We got to get him challenged, like on the next episode. Like somebody's got to challenge Ice-T, and then that way I can cause them. I got to get that belt off this bastard. I'm trying to drink here, and I was holding the can the wrong way. Oh my God. Okay, so guys, we are 7 donos away from revealing the Lici news of where Lici's been. And yeah, some people are like, oh, I know already. She was on lockout and she got fired from lockout. That's not the news. I super kicked her in the face. Well, Grim super kicked her in the face, for the storyline for the show, and, then she was off because then, she was doing the lockout thing. And she was fired from the lockout thing. But that's not the news. So if you're wondering why I'm not answering your questions, it's because you're not sending in donations. You have to send in the donation, and then I answer the question. And the bigger the donation, the more details I give. If you guys want more info on that, it's down in the description. And then, like I said, we can talk about things. And 7 more donations, and then we talk about the Lici news. You guys aren't going to believe the Lici news. It's the Lici news is going to be wild. So, but again, I thank you guys for being here, and we're going to be doing these streams a lot more. Like on non-wrestling days, I'll probably stream. I'm going to have Katie here certain days. She's going to sit with me. Other people might sit in, depending on what's happening on the show. We do the Discord ones sometimes where, I pull in everybody. Those are fun. So I'll be getting back to those. And then we're going to do members only pay-per-views. We'll have, I want to do like an actual stream that everybody can watch. And then it's going to build up to a pay-per-view stream that only the members can watch, and I just think that'll be fun. And it'll be great for the community to have our own little community. The members can literally pick what they want to see happen. I think that'll be fun. So, okay, we got another dono from Richard Worley. Thanks for the advice. And can I sponsor a match at the next pay-per-view, please? You know what? We're going to do a stream coming up called Sponsor a Match Stream, and it's going to be big money. But, I want you guys to book Brewery Brawl, too. Why not? How fun would that be? I had somebody already email me about a match they wanted Brewery Brawl, too. And I laughed for about 15 minutes straight. And then I told them, what the price I would need to get that done. And I haven't heard back. But if you're out there watching, I want that match to happen. And I want you to sponsor it, please. I need the money to get it done. To sponsor a match, it's usually a lot of money, a couple $100, because for one, I want to definitely get the people participating in the match paid. It's a sponsor match. They deserve to be paid for it. Number 2, it's got to cover, sometimes people want a table or something, whatever, so it's got to cover that, and then 3, it's got to cover, a lot of other things that go into booking the show. And, what is this? What is that match? What are you talking about, Emily? I took my glasses off so I can't see shit. But yeah, if you want to sponsor a match, you can message me on Twitter, message me on Instagram, message me on my email, grimstoyshow@hotmail. 5 more, Archie, UK. 5 more what? 5 more to the dono. 5 more what? I'm shot, you guys. What am I going to do with me? So what I am very excited for is that we are 5 away from the dono. What I'm very excited for is that we got 15 donos so far. And what I'm really excited for is to tell you guys the Lici news when we do hit that news. Or when we do hit that goal. Oh. So, okay. If you guys send in a dono, I talk about what your question is. Answer me something about a GTS star, what they're like backstage. If you want to send a big old dono, like a $20 dono, I'll shoot on any wrestler you want. I'll tell you what I feel about them in real life. It's all down in the description if you guys want to check that out. And it's fun to do because then it puts you guys in charge of the show. right? And and then we build to the big reveal of the Lici news, which I will tell you guys the Lici news. And shut up, Adam Bazaar. Adam Bazaar's in the chat. I just saw his stupid face. And I just so next time on GTS, guys, in the next video, which will be put out, should I put it out Thursday or Friday? I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards Friday now because nobody's really seen. I don't feel like everybody's seen the previous episode yet. Maybe it wasn't in their inbox. Maybe they got the AI adjusting thing is keeping it out of people's inboxes. I don't fucking know. Maybe it just you guys didn't like the episode. I don't know. I thought it was a great episode and a great match. And I want you guys to all check it out. It's called Mage is in Love. And if you guys check out the end of the episode, there's a huge update on the relationship between Icy Curtis and Mage. And not only that, but I want to reveal for the next episode of GTS Wrestling, which will probably be Friday, Grim versus Adam Bazaar. It's going to be crazy. Yeah, YouTube was acting funny yesterday, John. And that's another reason why I think the views sucked. And also, the video went out late. It didn't go out at 5:30 like it was supposed to. It didn't go out till like 7:30 or something. It's another reason why I think it was fucked up. So you guys all thought it was great, right? Put Y's in the chat if you thought it was great. And put N's in the chat if you thought the episode sucked. And don't put it's that you thought it sucked because, like, the guy you like lost. But, was it entertaining? Yes or no, please. I want to make sure we're entertaining you guys. You can't always agree with the winner and say, the show sucked. The guy I liked didn't run. Yeah, there we go. All wise. Thank you, guys. You guys are the best. I love you all. Thank you. There's the members, the Bruce and Milton and Archie. And yeah, guys, all check it out. And if you could, like there's 300 of y'all here, right? If every one of you took that link and sent it to one of your friends and said, yo, check out this video, and then say, hey, if you like it, send it to your friends. Boom, and we get it all shared around, I got to get the roster to start sharing these videos around more too. Everybody should have it in their story on Instagram, on their Facebooks. It should be everywhere, I'm proud of our show. I'm proud of what we do. I'm proud of the comedy. I'm proud of we have had one N from one guy, but he's trying to spam it. Nice try. It's probably, anyway. Yeah. So next episode, I'm going to face Adam Bazaar, right? But there's going to be a big reveal, and I'm going to give you guys a big spoiler for the next video. How about one dono, and I'll give you guys a big spoiler on top of whatever question you ask. And then we're only 5 away from the goal. 5 away from the goal where I will give you the Lici news. And the next dono, no matter what, gets the spoiler for the next episode. God, I need a drink. I finished my freaking Monster, and now I need some water. Oh, God damn it. So, all right, let's see. What else are we talking about? Oh, Eris Spiral. That's another thing that's going to be revealed on tomorrow's or Friday's episode. On Friday's episode of GTS, Grim will face Adam Bazaar for the U.S. title. I have a big spoiler I'm going to reveal to you guys with the next dono. And then on top of that, we're going to talk about Eris Spiral and holding that United States or Intercontinental Championship hostage, the way she's been holding it hostage. She won the belt over a month ago, almost 2 months ago. I haven't seen her since. It's almost stripping time, or you know what Emily has. So, so guys, thank you so much for being here. We've had a bunch of donos so far, and there's another one. Oh God, Emily Sackstone, got to get back to work. Enjoy your night. But that means that Emily, you just built the second dono to the reveal of the spoiler for the next video. And the spoiler of the next video is that there's going to be a special guest referee for Grim versus Adam Bazaar for the United States title. And you're never going to guess who it is, but I want to see it try. So put it in the comments. Who do you think is going to be the special guest referee? It's not going to be a Craigslist ref. It's going to be somebody from the roster, somebody important to both me and Adam and what's been happening. It could be Letterman. It could be Lici. It could be Doo-Hop. These are great guesses. These are great guesses. Yeah, and you guys got to get hyped for tomorrow because I'm sorry, I keep saying tomorrow. I mean Friday. 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 Friday is when it's coming out. Friday. All you guys guessing right now in the comments. Who's going to be the special guest referee? I'm looking at all the names. Oh, wow. There's a lot of... Would you put a broom over if you wrestled it? If the story made sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I put a broom over? Just to put a broom over? No. But if the broom's been, like, you know, causing me problems and I've thrown it down the hallway a few times and the broom needs to get his comeuppance on me, then, yeah, then you need to put the broom over to continue the feud. Otherwise, I beat up the broom. Who cares? Thank you, Darren Locke, for the dono, which puts us 3 away. 3 away from the Lici news, you guys. Are we going to happen? Are we going to do it? We only even got like, what, 12 or 13 more minutes to hit the goal. So you guys got to get it in or I can't talk about the Lici news. 3 more donos. Do it now. And on top of it, you can ask me questions. So Archie, the member, he gets to ask a question because he's the member. So it says, is it Grey Wolf? I can't give that big of a spoiler. But I will tell you that Grey Wolf has vanished. Like, not like in real life. Like, I don't know where he is. Like, I mean, he might still be wrestling somewhere. I don't know. I haven't him on social media anywhere, and I followed them all and everything. I don't know what happened to him. I hope he's good. You know, I wish him the best. I have, you know, no heat with the guy. I just don't know where he is, and I haven't heard from him. So, I'd love to imagine Grey Wolf back on GTS. That'd be insane. Or a Brewery Brawl. Oh my God. I don't know if he's wrestling. I don't know. We got to find him. That'd be insane. Oh my God. Out comes fucking Grey Wolf. Dun, 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 dun. Get the YouTube title, Uncle Rowdy. I have a feeling Uncle Rowdy is going to be wrestling in the new Triple Anus Federation. Lucha La Raza has been very upset with GTS for not featuring any Triple Anus matches, but we are going to, starting after Clash in Your Pants. And on top of that, we're going to have a members-only Triple Anus pay-per-view, and Uncle Rowdy's going to be there, and Slender Dick is going to be there, and a bunch of guys in masks are going to be there, and it's going to be a really rowdy good time. Oh my God, Grey Wolf versus Garg. Right? That happened, right? I know the guest ref. Nope. So the Brewery Brawl will be announced. I think we're aiming for the end of the week. So look for that at the end of the week. That me dropping the news about that. It's going to be really fun. And the last one was so fun. And I just know that this one's going to be so fun. Probably even more fun. You know why? Because like last time, it was our first time there. I was very like nervous about, you know, making sure, you know, we don't mess things up, you know, make sure we're putting on a good show for the people and, you know, making sure everything was in place. And I was very, very so strict about it. And I was like losing my mind strict. And I could tell you, but like now knowing how it went, knowing what worked, knowing what didn't work, knowing what needs to happen, knowing what never needs to happen again, I'm so confident now going into this one. I feel a lot more relaxed. Not that I'm going to let people get away with shit, but I'm just saying I know now who I don't want there. I know now, you know, what I'm going to book, what I'm not going to book, what I need to spend money on, what I don't need to spend money on. So that's why I feel more confident. And we're only 2 away now from the Lici news. Thank you, Richard and his dono. Grim, it's Richard the member. Have you ever been to the UK or Wales? No, Richard, I haven't. Never been across the pond, so to speak. But I would absolutely love to go to the UK one day. It's always been like one of those bucket list trips of mine. And I have so many friends over there. Like, shout out Paul Willis. Somebody here. Sounds like somebody's here at my door. I hope it's not the police. Pulling up the Ring camera. See if you're here. Something's happening out there. No. You guys heard that, right? Richie Pereira retracted his message, but we're one away from the goal. You guys heard all that banging, right? And you did it. Your goal is complete. Do you remember WCW's Viagra on a pole match? Yes, that was hilarious. Thank you, Darren. And thank you, Richie. I don't know what your question was, but we just hit the goal. I think it was your chair. No. It sounded like somebody was banging on the door. Why would it be the police? Give me 1 second to check my messages here. No. Hey, Grim, come to House of Glory on October 10th. That's in Staten Island. I would love to. One of my good friends' kids wrestles there or something. They always wanted to get me up there. Sorry, guys. I am shook right now from that. I heard definitive loud banging like somebody was at the door. And I'm in a giving mood. Plus, I want to know the Lici news. Thank you, Luis Rivera. Okay, I'm going to talk about the Lici news. I'm sorry. I just had to get my fucking brain together after what just happened. Whew, that was scary. I got scared, dude. It scared the shit out of me. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, you guys, thank you so much for all the donos. We just built it up to the Lici news. We made our goal. We hit the goal. You guys crushed it. Thank you for the support. I thank all of you guys. I can only exist out here because of you. That's the only reason. So thank you for all the support. And now we did the goal. Let's talk about the Lici news. Okay, so for actual welcome Matthew Wackerly to the GTS pay-per-view watch party. The members, thank you for becoming a member, dude. You are awesome. And you're welcome to membership. So, the Lici news. So, for storyline for the show, she is disgusted with Icy Curtis, and from what Emily Saxton told her, thanks to what Grimm fed her. So, therefore, she punched out Icy Curtis, right? And so, and the thing is, I thought that I said it in the previous video, but I didn't actually say it till the next video. So I messed up and it didn't communicate where's actually Lici. So it'll be revealed in the next episode that Grimm says Lici is not here because she's so disgusted with Ice-T Curtis that she doesn't feel safe at GTS. So, that's a big deal. This is Grimm really throwing all of this blame and hate towards Ice-T, because Grimm wants the audience to despise Ice-T Curtis, to get in his head like, oh, these people should be loving me. I'm Ice-T Curtis. I'm the YouTube champ. I'm the good guy. I took down Grimm. Yeah, but now Grimm's trying to make you look like a jerk. Grimm's trying to make it look like you're the reason that Lici's not here. Grimm's trying to make it look like, you're some weirdo pulling out his wiener, and meanwhile, it's all Grimm. Grimm's the actual piece of garbage character here because he's the bad guy, And, that's what's going on the show. If you guys haven't been able to, follow along, or if you've been missing episodes, that's kind of the gist of where we're at right now. Grimm is not allowed to get a shot at Ice-T Curtis for the YouTube title. So he needs Ice-T Curtis to lose that title. That way, if Ice-T Curtis loses the title, now Grimm can fight for the YouTube title again against whoever has it, whether it's his brother, whether it's Jungle Jim. If Jungle Jim won that match and won the legendary YouTube title, Grimm would have whaled him with the chair and then challenged him at the next episode for the title, or right then and there, because that's what Grimm does. Grimm's a piece of garbage, Dave's not like that in real life, but Grimm's a bad guy. I'm trying to be the baddest hate me heel, and it's like, it's supposed to be, when you're watching the show, you're supposed to be like, oh my God, he's so bad, it's hilarious or funny, or at least entertaining, to be like, this motherfucker. I can't wait to see Ice-T Curtis kick his ass. I can't wait to see Ice-T Curtis kick the shit out of Belt Fed. I can't wait to see Ice-T Curtis overcome Grimm's bullshit, Doo-Hop's bullshit, and Jungle Jim in a match, and Ice-T Curtis beat Jungle Jim in the middle of the ring and win and retain that legendary YouTube title, which is what happened on yesterday's episode. It was awesome. Go watch it, because Grimm tried so fucking hard to get in his head in the beginning of the episode with weirdness. and then try to get hit into the ring. He literally tried to hit him a few times, pulled the ref out, did everything he can to help Jungle Jim. And Icy Curtis still overcame everything. And then you'd be like, yeah, we love Icy Curtis. Look at how fucking awesome he's doing. And look at Belfed, these bastards, those motherfuckers. I can't believe their shit. Heartbreak Corp is here. Hey, Grim, can you forgive me for leaking GTS Royal Rumble? I'm sorry. Yes. No, absolutely, dude. I completely. So what had happened was back a while ago, before the Royal Rumble, the Regal Rumble, my show, we still call it the Royal Rumble backstage, but our GTS Regal Rumble, we had a whole entrant list, and I went to go put it in my group chat for my GTS roster, and I accidentally put it in the Heartbreak Corp group chat that he has on Twitter. And then he was like, oh, holy shit, what is this? And posted it and was like, I think this is the entry list for Grimm's Royal Rumble, or Regal Rumble, not thinking like, oh, there was a ton of spoilers on there. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, womp, womp. So it all got leaked out there. And that was one of our biggest, craziest Regal Rumbles ever. And it had a lot of hype going into it because of that big leak. So I'm not upset, dude. It all worked out in the end. They were like, holy shit, Cletus is going to be there. Like, they were hyped for it. So it worked out in the end. Thank you, dude. And thanks for the dono. Hey, Grim, are you still wrestling for LTW or UWC? Well, phone's been quiet. Ain't nobody been booking the Grimster lately. Except for ACW. ACW has booked me in a huge match against the real one, Enzo Amore. How you doing? And you can't teach that because they know what they're doing. They know that's going to draw people. I don't understand a lot of the other federations around here and what they have against me or whatever, but like, nope. I don't get booked often, this, that, or the other thing, but like whatever federation that I ever worked with, like I kept SWF going for years, and as soon as like, I was like, focusing on my own stuff and not working with SWF as much, they're gone now. I'm not going to say that I killed SWF. I didn't. There was a Rob Fury did that all on his own. But I'm just saying I kept SWF going for a while. Anybody could tell you, a lot of times it's half or more than half the crowd at these SWF shows was there for Grim and the GTS roster. It wasn't just me because we started doing half and half shows, and we floated SWF, and we weren't doing it for money. Even, we were doing it to have a place to film GTS wrestling on a live event. That was our, what we got out of it from SWF, and SWF got to sell tickets on, hey, we have GTS guys here. People want to come see Grim and Hop and, at the time, whoever, Kurt Bale and Tony Emerald, Jay the Key, they all got into SWF, Corvus, and then they started saying, okay, well, I'm on SWF now. Now I can go do PPW and ECPW. And next thing you know, these guys are fucking booked every weekend, like actual indie wrestlers. That was all thanks to GTS and SWF, and we kept that going for a while. And then, then it kind of fell off. And then the last SWF show that was really good, I think it was the one that I did the casket match at. But at the same time, that was like a 4.5 hour show. It was 2 shows in one. It was an LTW show and an SWF show because each federation had like 8 or 9 matches. That's 2 shows. I wish they told us that it was a double header. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, okay. Well, let me get back to the Lici news. We had some donos, so I kind of got off track of it. Okay, so the Lici news is Lici did pop off GTS for a little bit after the super kick from Sucker Slam, right? Grim super kicks Lici. Boom, she's off the show for a little bit. She did. She went to LolCow. She did a LolCow Dolls show, this, that, and the other thing. Flopped. So now she'll be returning to GTS in the business manager role. Not in the next episode, but probably the episode after that. Lici's 15th fucking return to GTS. But she will be back, and she's upset with Emily Saxton for lying to her based on Grim's bullshit. So it's going to be exciting to see what happens. And also Icy Curtis is not happy with Lici for punching him in the face. So there's going to be quite a few confrontations for Lici post the next episode where, spoiler, Grim goes at it one-on-one with Adam Bazar tomorrow, and there will be a special guest referee, somebody super important to the history of both characters. That was a big reveal that I revealed earlier. I have to take a break. I was going to stay on here for an hour, take an hour break, and then I'm going to come back on the Grim Experience channel, on the vlog channel. And the reason that I'm doing that is I need a break. Like an hour is kind of good for me, kind of in streaming. And, you guys kicked ass with the donos, and I appreciate all of you. And I'm going to be popping off. I'll be back on at 7. I think I have it set for. So, wait, what time is it now? I think it's 7:30. I don't know. Maybe it's 7. I don't know. Anyway, I got to go take a break. Thank you guys all for being here. I can't answer that, Glenn. It's a spoiler for tomorrow. Who's going to be the ref? Tune in and find out. Subscribe, tap the bell, turn on notifications. Support the channel. Beltfed needs the donos. Thank you. There's Jungle Jim from Beltfed. Of course, now he's here now that we're leaving. But I need a little break before the next stream over on Grim Experience. Thank you for being here. There's going to be plenty more of these. Like, comment, subscribe, tap the bell, turn on the notifications. And if you're not down with that, we got 3 words for you. Eat it. Yeah. And strong. And bomb.